The corn industry's effect on dating is going to change everything, and I have to be honest, this is a very sad state of affairs. By the end of this video, I want to make sure that this does not negatively impact you and your dating life in any way. So let's get started. First of all, anyone these days can be a corn star, and that's what makes it insane. Because, 50, 60 years ago when the industry was really popping in the 70s, you had to make a conscious effort and decision to enter that industry. And even then, you had to have some sort of connections. It was a much higher barrier to entry. Now today, all you need is this guy, and every single person has this guy right here, and then boom, you're in. So what's the problem here? Well, you might not have any idea if the girl that you're going on a date with is an actual OnlyFans girl, a corn star, is on that new app called Wide. The sky's the limit for these women to be able to have the opportunity to enter this kind of industry, whether they're joining something big or doing something amateur. And now what makes it worse is there's all these different levels, right? So years ago, again, we had the X-rated industry, and then, come in the 80s, 90s, you had your Skinamax, your softcore stuff, and now there's every single level you could think of. So for example, I just mentioned this app called Wide. I don't know if you heard about this. Maybe it's about to blow up. Maybe it already has and everyone does know about it, but this is like the softcore version of OnlyFans, where girls can go on there and they can basically charge for pictures of them in their bikini, or even charge to just talk with them over texting. So why is this a problem? Because there's so many levels, because the barrier of entry is so easy, that this gives women even more opportunities to enter this kind of industry and sell their pictures and sell themselves for money. So again, why is this affecting dating? Well, first of all, these women who are entering this industry or doing some amateur stuff are now getting a false sense of their sexual market value. They are thinking that their sexual market value is through the roof. Why? Because not only are they getting men paying attention to them, there's one thing to get likes and comments on social media, but it's another thing to get an actual man to pay money for it. So now they think that they are God's gift to the world, and they are getting pickier by the day. That means that there might be less opportunity for a guy like you, who's maybe not a 10, but an above average guy who wants to be able to attract a woman, but all these women are going for the top 20% of men because, again, they have a warped view of their value in the sexual marketplace. Now listen, to be honest, this is already a problem on social media. If you think about it, social media is another version of corn. Like I said, there's all these different levels, right? There are women who are just starting Instagrams who are putting up almost completely nude photos of themselves and all different levels of that. So this is like this softcore version where people don't even think of that as corn, but in reality, it is an actual version of that. I don't know about you, but I've heard of many men who will just go on Instagram to get turned on when Instagram isn't an official corn site. And so how is this now a problem for men? Well, now for men, the issue is that they are getting even more and more sedated. The fact that they pick up this thing and they have access to it in just seconds. And what is that doing? Well, that's causing issues for the libido. They're going to get more turned on by a screen than they're going to get turned on by a woman that's actually in front of them. It is making men more addicted to their screens and to their computers. And then why even bother going out on a date? Why even bother going out to meet a girl? Why even bother going on a dating app to try to meet a woman when you can just be pleased so easily with the one thing that is in your pocket? So what can you do here? What can you do to get a step ahead of this industry that is right in front of your eyes, no matter whether you like it or not? I urge you, as extreme as this advice is, if you feel like you have a problem here, get off social media completely. If you can't because of work for some reason, for example, I have to be on social media because that is my job. Well, I have an app called Freedom. Okay, no, this is not sponsored. Maybe there's other apps you can use, but this is an app that you can use to make sure you get blocked on the sites that you want to get blocked on. So I know that if I put the Freedom app on, it is not going to allow me to go on any site or any app that I allow it to. Remember how much better it is to actually be in front of and with a woman. Because right now, if you're addicted to corn and you're looking at your phone nonstop and fapping away, that is not going to be the solution for you in the long term and this media is going to keep you more and more sedated. And I'm going to put a video here on the screen where you can learn 7 tips on how to effectively approach women in person so you're actually meeting them and not just using the screen for your pleasure, but actually going on dates. And if you still need help with meeting women in person or online, check out another quick video at tripadvicecoaching.com where you're actually going to learn the strategies and techniques that my coaches will teach you to meet more women and have the dating life you've always wanted.